Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Well, hopefully we can luck out like we did yesterday, and as some of the clouds and some of the rain can help keep us cooler than what's otherwise predicted. But still, just for good measure, I'll show you this heat advisory that is in place for the west side valleys of eastern Curry County, Josephine, Jackson, and Siskiyou counties. Highs today could be anywhere between 95 degrees to 100 degrees. This runs until 11 p.m. tonight. Temperatures this midday, pretty warm out there, but it's not the warmth that's really going to jump out to you as you walk out the door. It's going to be just how muggy we are. Air quality is pretty good this midday. We are seeing some moderate air quality in Josephine County. Also in those areas immediately downwind of the Six Rivers Lightning Complex, and some of that getting streamed up into the Illinois and Rogue Valley. So again, just moderate air quality there, but the worst air quality continues to be in southwestern Siskiyou County. I promise you we'll get to the mugginess here in a second, but it kind of ties in to this. We have a red flag warning in place for Jackson, Klamath Lake, and Siskiyou County, as some of the rain that's moving through the region this midday could eventually transition into more thunderstorm activity. So we could have more lightning over critically dry fuels. So the same ingredients are in place for today as they were for yesterday, so we could potentially have more lightning-induced fire starts, just like what we saw for yesterday. So here's that big mass of moisture that's just kind of swirling around the Newswatch 12 viewing area. Some rain coming down in Klamath Falls. The same thing with Lakeview. We've already seen some rain this morning in Medford, and a little bit later in the day, that's when we're expecting that transition into some thunderstorms. The Stormcast really having a hard time picking up on some of those thunderstorms, but just know we could have them. Again, the main threat would be for an abundance of lightning. But once the sun goes down, most of this is going to disappear. Yesterday, we saw this go right into the overnight hours, right through this morning, but I think most of us should be dry come time for midnight. So here's your forecast for today. Cooler than yesterday. Temperatures in the 80s over on the east side, near 100 degrees for our west side valleys, and 50s and 60s there along the coast, where we should have a nice little mixture of sun and clouds. It's definitely going to feel like a different world compared to some of our inland areas, and we're expecting some of that rain to transition into some thunderstorms towards the peak of daytime heating, 4, 5, 6 p.m. But then beyond that, once the sun goes down, not only will we dry out, but I think the clouds are really going to start to break apart. And so we'll have mostly clear skies, inland at the very least, maybe dealing with some more marine layer fog there along the coast. But the temperatures are going to feel pretty good overnight, still mild for this time of the year, but I don't think anyone's going to be complaining about the 50s over on the east side, 60s for our west side valleys, or 50s there along the coast. Let's take it back to the Rogue Valley, where for this weekend, it's definitely going to be hot, but not this oppressive heat that we've seen over the past couple of days. Just about 5 degrees above average for this time of the year. Plenty of sunshine, maybe a little bit of haze, but we're not expecting huge reductions in air quality, and it doesn't look like we're going to stay dry beyond Thursday. No monsoonal moisture in the forecast beyond that. Here's your 7-day forecast along the coast. We are keeping a pretty consistent forecast. Temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s, a mixture of sun and clouds for the next 7 days. For Siskiyou County, dealing with the thunderstorms for today, drying out for Friday, heating up incrementally into Saturday. It looks like we can maybe break triple digits again, and then the forecast sort of staying stagnant after that. Temperatures will ebb and flow just a little bit, but the overarching pattern is that will be dry, will be warm / hot. So it's going to be today where we're going to get the bulk of all of our weather activity. Same thing for the east side. Red flag warning in place for Klamath and Lake counties until 8 p.m. tonight. The same thing goes for the Cascades. But then after that, we're going to have a very pleasant week of weather. Lots of sunshine, temperatures that'll feel pretty warm. Very good. It'll feel very good in the Cascades compared to what we're going to see in some of our lower elevations, including where in the Rogue Valley, where we're going to be very snug in the 90s for the next 6 to 7 days.
Wow. So red flag warning still in effect, although, boy, come after the storm, maybe this weekend.
Definitely. But then kind of the catch-22 with all of that is it's good. We're not going to have any lightning, but we're not going to have any rain. We're going to have lots of sunshine, and those fuels are still going to get pretty dry.
Very dry. Thank you, Josh.
Of course.